Hey, it is SoCal Bob right here in the house, in the heat. It's starting to get hot out here in California. It's pretty warm. So, here's our topic for the day. We had a show on TV a while back. It's called The Good Doctor, and it had Sean Murphy, and he was on the spectrum, and he was just like incredible. There are mechanics. I take my Volvo into Independent Volvo in Pasadena because the mechanics at Independent Volvo Pasadena, it's just like, duh, they get it. That's their area of expertise. I would never dream to assume that I could do auto mechanic work. I can unscrew a screw. I can do something simple, but I kind of know how to do my taillights. There's this long bolt thing, and it's on an Allen wrench. Actually, it's not an Allen wrench. It's on a little driver, and so I can do simple things. But as far as like hearing a sound, and no, I can't tell. I thought that my whole car was shot. I thought the engine was shot. Turned out, Mike, the mechanic, he said, "Oh, the computer, the microcomputer on top of the spark plug, that went bad on that one thing. We fixed it, smooth as glass." So I could have gone on and on and ripped the engine apart and just been so frustrated. You have to know what your gift is. You have to be able to say, you know what, I give up. I'm going to pay Mike the $500 or the $300 or whatever it is. I don't want to even get involved in that. I can't do everything. When it comes to fences, plumbing, simple things, I'm okay. But it's because I've made a lot of mistakes over the years too. One of the first things I did, this is like 30 years ago, my grandmother, Jean, she lived in a house in Arcadia, and she had, I don't really even know how this happened, but she had two different size fittings. Two entirely different size fittings. So I just, I just went over to the store and I thought it was all set. I made like 6 trips. I was so frustrated, so angry. I was like, I lose my mind. And after that, I learned, shut off the main water, take the stuff off the house, go over to the store and show them the part I have, and then make sure it works. Have them go over it with me. Well, Bob, there's nobody at the store. Well, then don't go past the front desk. Go right to customer. Say, I need someone to walk over with me. We have had quite a bit of hassle with this project. And I don't want to do any more hassle. I want an answer. I want to know what it is that I need. I'd like to have someone please help me to get the correct part, and let's look at it. Let's open the box up. I want to make sure that I get a tape measure from the tool department. Let me measure across. It has to be 8 inches or 4 inches or whatever it is, and that's what you got to do. That takes a lot of failures. The thing that I have on a lot of other people is I failed a lot. I have failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and failed and failed again and again and again. LeBron James, he can hit a basketball hoop better than I can. I've never really played basketball. I don't think I've ever played a complete game of basketball, ever. No, I'm not a basketball player. So if we go out to the hoops, LeBron James, even on a bad day, is going to kick my butt. He's going to no problem, pal. He could just, because he's failed so much. He's learned so much from his failures. So failures are a learning lesson. And don't worry if you fail. It's okay to fail. Don't blame yourself. Don't get upset with yourself. Don't pull your hair. I tried that. I remember one time I was at my dad's house in Upland. I was on the front doors. The front doors were on the east side of the property. They faced west. And I was there, and people were just relentlessly pounding me to pieces. And I remember being so upset. I was just like, just losing my mind. It's just like, so a lot of this has to do with the presence of God. Just allowing the presence of God to help you to breathe, to calm yourself, to be present, to not take so much responsibility. We cannot do it. I can't keep a marriage together, that's for sure. I've been through more than one marriage, let's put it that way. And it dawned on me today that because of my unique gifts and talents and my abilities in so many other areas, that I am a challenge to live with. I'm a real challenge. And I'm always doing, and even though I try my very best to be patient and kind and gentle and sensitive, and I told you I went to the bagel shop. I went to a bagel shop. I was talking to a lady, and I was trying to use my app, and I was like, well, it's right here. And the lady said, stop yelling. And the conversation was just like this. Don't yell at me. I said, because you're so intense. I thought, I've got a lot of power. I've got a lot of energy. I've got a lot of enthusiasm. This morning, another person asked me to do something. They said, hey, Bob. I was like, okay. And then I walked over to them and they said, we told you, back in, I said, I don't remember that. And so it's okay. And then they started to go on. I said, no, I don't need to go on and on. I got it. Okay. So I hope you can breathe. I hope that you'll find a place where you have a gift, where you feel comfortable. And if you don't feel comfortable, then just trust and just believe and do the very best you can. And if you can't get it right, it's okay. Get someone else in alongside you that can help you, teach you. And if you fail, don't beat yourself up. It's not worth it. There's no reason to get so upset over yourself if you make a mistake. All right, well, that's my words for the day. Be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, and just cry out to God. Cry out to say, God, I did my very best. And the Lord will probably tell you, you know what? You're not the best swimmer. When they knock on the door, answer the door and go with them. When they come with a boat, jump in the boat, go with them. When they come with a helicopter and they have the ladder, go with them. You're not that great of a swimmer. Remember that guy on the roof, and he kept saying, no, God. No, we got to let go. We got to let go. We've got to just admit, I ain't that talented. And then let the Lord show you what you're good at. And I'm not saying that if I wanted to, I could become really good at basketball. If I wanted to, I could become really good at basketball. But I'd have to really work at it. I could not just walk onto the, whatever that center is called now, and just start making a bunch of hoops. I would have to practice. I would definitely have to practice. And maybe after a few years of practice, remember these basketball players have been playing for 20 years before they even get there. They've been playing since they were little babies, and then by the time they're 21, 22, they're in the NBA, and a lot of practice. All right, enough said. Text me, call me, write me, 213-713-8954, 8954green@att.net. I'm going in to return this part, get another one, and we're on our way. Yeah.